Hi, this is my balcony, and I've made it. It looks great, doesn't it? What's that guy that does that? You know, he's always, this is my garage, my 6 Lamborghinis and 4 Porsches and what have you. Yeah, and sells books and ebooks and stuff like that. Yeah, no, it's not me. It's a fake. This is my fake green screen. A different scene. Enjoy it. Um, yeah, look, that's been an interesting afternoon. I posted my first vid to this channel this afternoon. It's really rather addictive, I find. I'm enjoying it. Uh, but since I posted it, I for one thing led to another, and I ended up chatting to somebody. I say somebody, but she's actually a housekeeper in Hong Kong. I won't mention her name. Uh, she goes by the nickname of Pretty Me, and we've been chatting for a little while. I've known her for months, but we've been chatting for a little while. But she really brought out a lot of salient points for mgtow to consider. And I'd like anybody who decides to drop by the channel to consider this for a moment. Okay. Now look, in all honesty, we all think we're hardly done by, it's so unfair, women are shit, the whole thing, okay? And I'm right there with you. Yep, me too. I'm in the me too hashtag for mgtow. But in my discussion with Millie, I came across a point. Okay, she's a Filipino, 39, about to turn 39 later on this month, and she's working in Hong Kong like many of them do. Only with Pretty, she's a housemaid. She does all the cooking, and that's a very attractive woman. Small breast, but really nice ass, nice body, the whole thing. Um, and a lot of fun and that sort of thing. And I've been chatting to her all afternoon, and I've been wondering when she would delete me and block me, and it took me all afternoon to get there, but we got there in the end. So you'd be pleased to know that. Um, but forget all of that, and that's quite irrelevant. She brought out some really interesting points because at the beginning of the conversation, um, I was making a comment that you're after the Filipino women, the good girls anyway, probably the bad girls even, they're after a husband. Yeah, I mean, let's fucking get right down to it. They're after a diamond ring, a house, and a fucking husband. All right? They're just more honest than anybody else. Yeah, that's what they want. And if you don't want to marry me, then fuck off. That's their attitude. Now, I don't know whether it's the same attitude with Western women anymore because I just don't fucking talk to them, okay? I don't know what they think. But that's what the Philippines, and I'm used to Asians. Yep, no, that's right. You're not going to marry me. You don't want me. Yep, fuck off. Anyway, the situation is I've been trying to matchmake Millie with a guy called Bri. Brian's a good mate of mine. He's like 52. He works he's in America, in the US. He works 8 days on, 8 days off. A really funny guy, and we chat a lot. Okay, so he'll be in trying to chat up some 25-year-old chick and chat to me at the same time. And we just laugh around, joke around, have a good time. I like Brian. He's not a put-down artist or anything. In fact, he's a pickup artist. He's a pickup artist with a very limited pickup range. It usually comes to, oh my God, you make me drool like a baby, number one. Number two is, you're as hot as an oven. That's it. He's a sort of, meat and potatoes version of the pickup artist. You know how pickup artists are actually, if you've ever watched pickup artists work, they're really clever. And it's rather entertaining. I find them entertaining. Bri is at the entry level. He got there and he stayed there. All right. Hot as an oven, and you make me drool like a baby. There is 2 standard lines, and he doesn't deviate. And he does pretty well out of it. Mind you, he works 12-hour days, he earns good money, and yeah, guess what? Yeah, he's pretty generous. So anyway, pretty me, pretty me, aka Millie, like most of them, is after a husband, a good man. And she's just having no luck. She's fucked off. Just can't find a good man. I thought, well, I sat there, look, mgtow, I've got to be honest, as hard done by as we are, when you actually sit there and look at it, look at the people, the guys involved, you think, oh my God, who would pick us? So, I don't, as I said, I don't know what Western women want, but Filipinos still want, the husband, house, car, blah, 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 1960, 50s, 60s, blah, 1950s slash 60s. They don't want 70s, 80s, 90s. They don't want this shit, okay? They just want the old-fashioned stuff. I think. I don't know. I looked at it and I thought, I like Bri. He's a nice guy, but he's got this little problem. He's a love addict. Love and sex addiction he's got, which I don't see a problem with. I mean, I chat a lot online. I've met a lot of people over the years. I have to admit, some of them, I had a good friend once, Rafani, and she got to the point where she wouldn't talk to men anymore. She said, I don't want to fucking talk to them. I fall in love with them. That's a sex addict. And it usually goes back to, I think, the father. I think I've researched it a little bit. Where they don't feel they're good enough in the eyes of a parent or something. We develop sex addiction and love addiction. Bri's in that point. He's got a few more complications than that, apart from the fact he's probably alcoholic. He's a fucking great guy, funny guy, but he's got a few problems there. But anyway, I got to think, Millie is having troubles finding somebody. I thought, well, that's hardly surprising. I thought, I thought through the situation. Like I know a range of guys. I talk to a lot of guys, okay, and a lot of women. A decreasing number of women. Most of them are blocking me and deleting me. Most of the guys still talk to me. For some reason, the women are sort of fucking, fuck off, talk to you anymore. You talk too much to begin with, and we don't really want to hear what you got to say. So, okay, fair enough. Yeah, but, yeah. And I thought about it, well, Bri is a slut. I said, Millie, look, marry the guy. It's got to be better than Hong Kong. Yeah, it's going to be better. But you got to find him on a computer talking to some 20-year-old bloody Filipino chick. And she'll be in one window, I'll be in the other window. So, I mean, if you can come to grips with that and work your way around that, life might be better. No. He either wants me or he doesn't want me. Okay. Oh, then Bri's out. Sorry. I'm just being honest with you, Millie. Ha, LOL. And then I thought about Kurt. Kurt is another friend of mine. Well, Kurt's into scat. That's pissing and shitting. Do you want me to go on? Me, I'm cuckold. Do you really want me? I love loyalty, but fuck around, I don't care. In fact, I encourage you to fuck around. And I thought another guy called Cabby, we call him Cabby, he's got morbid jealousy. He just look at you and think you're cheating on me. He had this Filipino woman who's really quite, would have gone well with him, really quite stylish, attractive woman, 50, Cabby's 55, fuck. All he did was accuse her of cheating the whole fucking time, every minute. Till the end she said, fuck, I give up. She blocked him, deleted him, cancelled PAL, got rid of the whole fucking thing. And well, then again, I thought of Brad. Brad's a nice guy. He's a Yank. He's got a few problems with the alcohol, but he can be controlled. He can get it down to 3 bottles of vodka a night. Oh boy! And who else did I think of? There's just a whole range of people. I thought, none of us are actually marriage prospects. I mean, when you actually, if you look at yourself, and please put your hands up if you think you're fucking normal. But if you are, you probably wouldn't be watching this presentation, but none of us are not fucking normal. It made me think. I thought, yeah, she's after Mr. Normal. I said, Millie, you're after. It's a fucking. It's what do you call it? A fairy tale. It doesn't exist. I said, you really have to sort of. And she was really getting quite frustrated with me. Like, she was almost saying, yeah, I've looked everywhere. I don't know what to do. So, well, I don't know either. I don't know, because we're all fucked up. And the only answer I could come up with, and I think this is a good one, is something that I think the world should really consider. I blamed it on Hollywood. Now, as strange as that sounds, there's a good reason for that. A woman's menstrual cycle and her whole sex cycle is like they're only interested in sex for a certain amount of time after menstruation. Okay, that's when they're ovulating and they want to reproduce. That's when they're horny. The rest of the time they've got no interest because there are no eggs coming out. Okay, so it's just like fuck off. Now men are designed to be horny all the time. Yeah, all the time. God, nature, whatever you want to fucking do, decided, yeah, that's how it would work. Yeah, women come on heat at a certain time, but we don't know what to do about the guys. So let's make them horny all the time, so they can fuck you anytime. We solved the problem. Yeah, tick, yep, that's a great idea. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a perfectly good idea. Sound reasoning. Yep. Women come on a certain time after ovulation. That's when they want sex, when they want to have babies and whatever. And how do you, like, if she meets me, how do I line it up? Yep, fuck it. 24/7. You are ready to go for a 24/7. Yep, okay, no problems. Yep, we do that. Great. I mean, that solution was developed, I don't know, 27 million years ago or something. That's a good one, isn't it? And they even make movies about it. Yeah, so what you got is the woman sitting back, yeah, and the guys come on to the women. Isn't that bright? Yeah, so the women have got a little window that big, yeah, and the guys have got a window that big, like 24/7 windows. The women have got it like 7 hours in the month, and the guys have got it 24 hours a day. So doesn't it make sense that guys come on to women? I mean, think about it, for fucking sake. Wouldn't it make a lot more sense if the women could somehow signal to the guy, yep, I'm ready to go. He goes, oh, okay, right on. Yeah. No, we don't do that. Movies have done, to make movies work, yep, we do it the other way around. That'd be funny, yeah. And actually, it's a load of fun. It's a load of fun. Get these guys to come on to women who've got that little narrow window. It's like those experiments they conduct on rats. When they go to eat the food, bzzz, bzzz, that's what it's like being a man. Okay, bzzz, wrong time. Bzzz, 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 bzzz. Oh yeah, nice root. Yeah, bzzz, 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 bzzz. Yep. Now we're making it even more interesting. Yeah. Making it an offence if you hit at the wrong fucking time. That's really bright, isn't it? Yes. So that's where we're going now with the stupidity. We're going from stupid to really fucking ultra stupidity. Yeah, where if you just get it wrong, you can actually end up in jail. So the cheese is now not only electrified and it's being poisoned, and all fucking's got a big trap yard. You go whack. I tried to explain this idea to her. She didn't get it. I said, well, Millie, the truth of the matter is, that's why guys are fucked up. Yeah, you can call it whatever you like, but the reason is the guys are fucked up because Hollywood have decided to do it the other way around, and that is a fucking problem for humans. We always do things arse about the wrong way around. Now, if women, let me tell you about Floor. I explained this whole situation to Floor. Okay. Now, Flora's since deleted me, he doesn't want to know me or whatever. But one thing good came out of Flora. When she got horny, what she'd do is she'd just get her tits out and she'd start rubbing them like that. And that meant, and believe it or not, it's very relaxing to watch a woman stroking her nipples. So if I was working or talking or chatting or something, I'd find myself just staring at her nipples. And that relaxed me. After a while, got a bit of a weak boner. But the whole point is that there was no verbal cue. It was just she stroked her nipples. And I thought that was a rather good way to do it. She stroked her nipples too much for me, but I'm not used to anybody stroking their nipples for 30, 40 years. So it was all too much for me. But the idea was good, if you know what I mean. But I found myself normalising to some extent. Not much of an extent, but to some extent. And hang on, this is my afternoon drink. This is what the friendly club would be like. Yeah, so, I mean, in the end, as I said, Millie deleted me. I was just polite enough to say bye, like I was clearly boring her or something, but she had no further interest in me. I've got a whole list of women who have deleted me. I don't really care, because it's a work in progress. You know, it's like it's like being an artist. You know, you paint a paint. Oh, fuck, I don't like it. Rip it up, throw it in the bin. Let's paint a new painting. There's always a new canvas. There's always hope. And if anybody is at that stage in their life where they're giving up hope and women don't. Because honestly, I think at this stage, there are something like 8 billion people in the world. That means there are 4 billion of them are women. The chances are you are not going to meet 4 billion women. Okay, so there's a never-ending supply of them. But what you can do, and this is a mgtow experience, okay? This is how you can live as a mgtow. You can continue to meet new women and to explore the possibilities and learn and have epiphanies, as I do daily. I have daily epiphanies. But you will be fascinated, but with what you learn. But it's not only what you learn about them. And look, I encourage all guys, don't be so negative. There's no need, because really, when we look at it, we are as fucked up as they are. That's what I'm saying. When I actually go through your list of friends, your guy mates, and actually think about them, what they're really like, and you'll find that they're not normal. Most aren't. Well, the older they get, I don't know, 20-year-olds might be normal, but when you get up to the 50s, or even the 40s, they're just not. They've got some sort of weird kink, or, you know, they like screwing around or that sort of thing. And I think it helps to be honest about it. And just say, well, in all honesty, that's what we like. And this is what I was trying to say to Millie. Look, for fuck's sake, but just being totally honest about it. Yeah, Brian wants to screw around. He doesn't want monogamy. And I explained to her, monogamy equals monotony. That's the same thing. It even sound monog. It's got the same sort of M's and O's and T's in it. You know, so monogamy actually equals monotony. And I think if people just got that, yeah, like you all bloody say how, you know, bad they are and that sort of thing. But if you really get down to it, you know, a lot of years with the same person, it just gets a bit fucking boring, doesn't it? So why not actually start talking honestly? Like how do we have a relationship? And I tried to have that conversation with Millie. And I was really trying to say, look, Look, you can move him with Brian, talk to me. I'm just a talker, I'm just a chatter. So no, you talk too much. Okay, fuck, what do you want? Do you want sex from me? I don't want sex. I'm a chatter, I'm talk. I do 30-minute, fucking hour, bloody. I chat for an hour on video. And then there's voice messages, plus there's all the fucking typing I do. So if the reality gets down, she probably wants to keep house. She probably wants what women had in the 50s. When it gets right down to it, she probably wants what women had in the 50s. And I tried to explain to her, but those times have gone. And yeah, men and women, she couldn't even talk to me. She couldn't even get it out and say, well, fuck it, how do we do this? I'd have to say, well, just going to have to write off your generation, sweetheart, because guys are fucked up. Yeah, they're like the mouse that's been hitting on the fucking poison cheese all these years. He's fucked up. He's a little bit fucked in the head. Okay, what do you expect? I mean, how many zaps can you get before you start getting fucked up? So, just as a side issue, I hope I can bring something to the mgtow community, and a way of looking at things that maybe mgtow haven't been looking at. I hope I can be a new generation of mgtow. Really, thanks to Darren, I'm making these videos, but I hope that I can bring something to it. It's just a slightly alternative way of looking at it, and maybe one that's not so, oh fuck, they're bad. Okay, maybe, because I'm not even suggesting we say, oh fuck, they're bad and fuck, we're bad. Or maybe I'm just suggesting part of the problem, at least, could be we've got to ask about. It's just that fucking simple. When a woman comes on heat at a certain time, somehow, for some reason, it's the male's responsibility to hit on her. It would make a lot more fucking sense, a lot more common sense, if the woman said, yep, scratch my fucking temple, I'm ready to go. Yeah, right, Billy, got you, I understand what you mean, fuck it, let's do it. I think that would probably help, in all honesty, but this fucking bullshit that's promoted by movies is, wouldn't this be good to, help some fucking Hollywood mogul make a fortune? Fuck them. What about us? Yeah, it's fucking all nice and good, this romantic fucking bullshit. Oh, he's coming on to me. Oh, fuck off. Because look at the fucking damage it's causing in reality. Really, why don't we just start thinking? And just look at it and think, yeah. Why don't we think we're at a point where, unfortunately, at this stage, where I look at monogamy equals monotony, and I don't even fuck. But I like talking to several people. But see, as I said, I don't know about Western women. I don't know what Western women, I don't even talk to them anymore. But the Asians, my God, they just want to get married. That's right. You're interested in me? You think I'm that cute? Right. Spread your legs, and I'm gonna shackle you. Put the handcuffs on you and fucking put you in the back of the paddy wagon. You got that? Well, no, I just like talking to you. Well, fuck off. That if you're gonna marry me or not. What? No, it's just talk. I kind of, you seem okay. Yep. Deleted, blocked. No marriage. That's just how it is. I don't know what to say to that. But that's the conversation I've had all afternoon. All afternoon. I've been trying to help Bri out a bit. He doesn't need that much help. He'll just find some other 20-year-old. Actually, Millie isn't 20. She's almost 40, 39. And they'd probably make a nice couple. And Cabby and Josephina, they'd make a nice couple. Yeah, but Cabby is sort of he's the sort of guy that likes to go to a restaurant. Everybody knows him at the restaurant, doesn't drink. They've just, he's got a hire car business or something, an airport shuttle. a couple of cars. He's got a $700,000 house. She's a attractive woman, keeps herself well. Yeah, they make a good couple, but nah, he's just jealous. Well, and the more I look at it, the more I just think, nobody can seem to negotiate. I mean, really, I thought Donald Trump, for fuck it, was the big negotiator. I thought he was going to sort of get everybody negotiating, but yeah, it's not working. And I think he's got a point. I think, if you just sort of look at it and you think, well, yeah, I'm not that fucking good either. I mean, okay, look, I've got this lovely house, nice balcony, beautiful view. I mean, perfect, eh? Yeah, but I mean, I could get a bit personal about it, but I don't bring a lot to the table either. And certainly money, I don't have that. I mean, I talk too much. That's what Millie kept saying over and over. Yeah, you talk too much, you talk too much. I'll forget to lead it because of that. I don't like the talking. Yeah. No, I'd rather just the silent, strong type. What is it? Strong and silent type, yeah. I don't know. But it's fucking movie images, isn't it? It's really just movie images. Maybe the movies are doing a lot more damage than we think. TV, for example. Maybe I've always thought that. Maybe it's just doing too much damage, too much bullshit, getting fed into the brain the whole time. It's not good for it. Possibly better to. It's like the green screen. After a while you start thinking, I actually live here. You could actually learn to hate me, you fucking rich cunt. Sorry, that was, I don't know whether you heard that, but that's the room owner inviting me back to the room. I'm not going. Daddy Blowjob is his name. He kind of, we've got a love-hate relationship. I've been going there for about 5 years now. We don't talk much. Occasionally, if some woman complains about me, he boots me out and tells me, I'm bad. And then he begs me to come back. He does it with everybody, though. Nobody likes it. But, yeah, that's pal talk. Okay. That's the wild jungle. Yeah, so, look, I don't want to go on too much with this theme, but I think if we can just look at ourselves and think, why would, imagine a woman who just wants a straight husband, faithful, I think in all honesty, they're not there anymore. I think if you think about, cast your mind over your friends, and you think, yeah, from what they tell you, yeah, I like to fucking butt fuck this, 18-year-old. You think, oh, yeah, that's what he really thinks. Or I want this, or I want that, or I want something else. Yeah, it's in all honesty, when you just sit back and look at men, you think, yeah, that's what we are. But then you think, well, I think anyway. You can probably think something different. You think what you want of women. So the whole point I'm trying to get at is what you focus on. And humans always focus on the wrong thing, I've found. For example, you'll find that with most people, they'll focus on the guy up the food chain. Oh my God, I only earn 100,000 a year, but he earns 2 million a year. Oh. They don't look down the food chain that the poor starving bitch in Ethiopia that earns $2 a week. Nobody looks at them. They look at the guy that's earning fucking millions. And I think we do that as men as well. We tend to look at, oh my God, poor us. And I'm mgtow. But I've got to be honest, if you look at it from that point of view, I think, well, yeah, poor us. But, yeah, look at how we are. Yeah, we're this, that, and something else. Yeah, none of us are faithful, or few of us are faithful, and some of us even want to, do all sorts of bad stuff. And because we've become kinky, we've become, whatever. And I can also understand why that may have happened, because really, it all boils down to the fucking stupidity that a woman gets horny a few days of the month, and we're horny 30 days of the month, but somehow we're the ones that have to hit on the women. You can all start changing that. You can just start relating that same story and just say, well, maybe things have got to change. Look, can you do me a favour? If you want to fuck, can you let me know somehow? Stroke your tits, play with your pussy, do something. And I just won't ask you. See, I lived with a wife for 30 years. I never asked her for sex once. The only time she wanted sex was when she wanted to have children. Okay? Only time she actually overtly came on and said, no, I want sex, I want it now. Now here, I'm going to pour custard all over you. Oh, fuck, all over me, you lick it off. Yeah, it's boring. Okay, fuck, but that's the only time she ever really wanted it. And I used to complain about it, or talk about it. I don't know whether I complained about it. So just see, you don't want it. I leave it up to you, and you never ask. So she'd say nothing. I mean, that's the fucking truth. And yet she'd say nothing. And it was the same as what Millie was talking about. Why not fucking talk honestly about it? Let's start evolving. Let's start being fucking honest and just talking and just saying, this is what is happening. Yep, I'm not proud of the fact that I'm cuckold. Bride's not proud of the fact that he's got sex and love addiction. And Kurt is not proud of the fact that he's got scat. Blah, 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 all these other things. Can we just start talking? The problem all the way boils back to, who hits on whom. And that's what's fucked up. That's part of what's fucked up. But I mean, it's something we can just start talking about. It's a simple, there's no harm in it. Logically, you have a narrow window of horniness. I have a large window of horniness. It makes more sense that you'd let me know. And if we start talking about that and thinking about that as adults, then maybe we can pass that on to the next generation. The next generation, people go, geez, how'd they used to do it? Oh, they're fucking stupid. To the point now, it's almost, we're going to make it even funnier for you. Yeah, if you pick on us at the wrong time, you're going to jail. I mean, who wants that? It's stupid. We don't want to go to jail. We don't want that sort of dead shit humour. In fact, when it's reversed onto women, they go, oh my God, my life's ruined. Well, what the fuck do you think happens to us? Seriously, what do you think fucking happens to us? But I'm sorry, and I blame men for a large part. You can think as much as anybody else. Just fucking explain to them. No, let's get it right. You come on heat at a certain time of the year. Can you signal to me? I can't smell it. I can't sense it in you. Yeah, call me stupid if you like. Just give me a fucking clue. Rub your tit or whatever. I don't care whether I'm stupid or anything. I'm not going to fucking jail because I hit on you at the wrong time. And that way we'll go, right, beauty. Okay, so we'll wank when it's not on. And okay, it looks like she's coming on. Yep, okay. Time for me to fucking work. Or something like that. It would make more sense. But in all honesty, and I say it to women and to mgtow alike, we're fucking stupid as people. A lot of what we do is brilliant. A lot of our inventions and that sort of thing, which is done by a very small percentage of the population, the smart things. But the things that are done by the population at large, when it's left up to the ordinary person, it's fucking stupid. Okay? Hate to tell you that, but you don't need a university degree to find out that women ovulate and that they're horny after ovulation. It takes you about, minute and a half on the internet to discover that. And it'll also take another minute and a half. You can do this whole thing, our whole exercise within 5 minutes, that men are designed to be reproductive 24/7. That's why they're horny 24/7. So, you don't have to be a mathematical fucking genius to realise that it would make more sense for women to signal, but men should, they should say, yeah, okay, I'm right to go. And if that happened, I think things would normalise. We'd probably get rid of all the kinks and all the fuck-ups that we've got in this world, and people would be quite normal. And probably then these Filipino women would say, I just want a faithful man. And I can't blame them for wanting that. As I said to Millie, I don't blame you, but I was trying to explain. The thing is, we're fucked up. Yeah, the mouse. Bzz, 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 bzz. You can only zap a mouse sometimes, so many times before. Yeah, I'm not a normal mouse anymore. And, yeah, and she's, oh, yeah, but I don't want that. Well, nor do we. Fuck's sake. So I'm going to leave you with that. But that's, it just makes almost total sense to me. Maybe I've got it fucked up. Let me know. Okay. I'll talk to you. Bye.